Are you stuck in neutral? Well, if that is true, you're not going to want to miss this week's podcast. Stay tuned.
You found the Very Cari podcast. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and snuggle in while you and I chat about all things faith, wellness, and healing.
Welcome to the Very Cari podcast. Today, I want to talk about getting out of neutral, getting out of the mud, getting unstuck. And the reason I'm coming to you about this is that lately I have noticed a lot of people are in this situation. Now, let me describe this person to you and let me kind of give you an idea of what they're like and kind of what I'm hearing over and over, because I'm not going to bring this up if this is not a reoccurring theme, but this is absolutely 100% a reoccurring theme that I'm noticing in the people that I'm chatting with. Now, on verycaripodcast.com, there is an option to purchase some time to get a paid consultant. I would be your paid consultant. And we sit and talk about all manner of things, anything you want to talk about. Do you want to talk about diet? Do you want to talk about nutrition? Do you want to talk about your walk with Jesus? Do you have some trauma? I'm certainly not a counselor, but can we talk about these things? Can we work through these things? So this is an option. And the last probably 5 or 6 meetings I've had, people are in this spot. Now, if this sounds like you and you and I talked recently, I'm not talking about you. Okay. I'm taking a compilation of everybody and making up a person. Okay. So don't be writing to me and be like, Cari was talking about me. So the way this works is someone gets a hold of me and they say, Cari, I have done everything. I've done it all. By the way, me too. Me too. Everything from thin to gastric surgery. So I've done it all as well. So I feel like I'm relatable, and I feel like a lot of people understand I get where a lot of you are coming from. So this person says to me, Cari, I've done it all. I did program X. I did Weight Watchers. I've done Whole30. I've had surgery. I've tried this. I've tried that. I've taken, and they tell me all the programs they've tried. And then they proceed to tell me the thousands and thousands of dollars that they've spent. One of you I talked to, of course, everyone's nameless. There's no blame here. There's no judgment. One of you I talked to said, Cari, I literally have a closet full of the supplements, the bars, the shakes, all of it, because when you buy into the whole thing. You're getting the book. Okay. You're getting the pills that go with, you're getting the resistance bands, and again, this is not every program. This is just an example. So this person had a closet full of stuff up there, just waiting to be used, waiting to be utilized. And she was like, I have so much. They actually said to me, I'm actually embarrassed at how much I have. So in front of those of you that I talked to in the Zoom calls, the consulting I did with you, you had so many things available. You had everything to do program 1. You had everything to do program 2. You had everything and all the supplements, the shakes, and the pills to do program 3. You may even have prescriptions for medications in your drawer, your medicine drawer at home. And despite having all of that material available, despite having everything you need, the books, the videos, the tracking sheets, some of you were on the Facebook groups, you joined this, you joined that. Low carbers, 100 meal ideas, let's go. And then, Betty's exercise class. I mean, you were a part of all this on social media. Despite being in all the groups and having everything, it was so much, so overwhelming. And I talked about this in the podcast called Keeping It Simple. There's so much out there that you can't make a decision. And this is stuff you've already invested in. So after talking to I kid you guys not, 5 or 6 people, they expressed to me, I have this book, I have the workbook, I have the sheets. Again, I have the pills, I have the shakes, I have the supplements, I have everything. So I sat with this for a long time. I really tried to think, how can I help these people that have spent so much money on all these programs and are just at a standstill? How can I help them? And that's when I came up with this idea. And it's called getting out of neutral. Getting out of neutral, getting your car out of the mud, getting unstuck. We just need to get you rolling down the hill. That's it. So in these consultations, and now, of course, I'm never going to get another consultation because I'm giving you the secret sauce right here. Actually, it's different for every single person. So it's not the secret sauce, but I hope it's helpful. So during these consultations, I would say to people, listen, stop spending money. I don't want you to spend realizing the irony that they had spent money to talk to me, but this is what I would say to them. I don't want you to spend one more penny. Now, a lot of you that are listening to me are saying, Cari, like you support Heather Centrioni, like you believe in her program. And I do. Well, Cari, what about Nina's program? Like you've gone on her podcast and you've talked to her people. You're a rock body nurse. And I am. I'm not saying don't do any of those programs. I'm just saying for those of you that are in a state of overwhelm, so much so that you can't get started on anything, I think you need to not spend any money right now. Don't buy another supplement. Don't buy another pill. Cari, you just had a whole podcast come out on supplements. I did. I'm talking about a very specific person here. So don't spend any more money. Don't buy anything else. Don't get a gym membership. Don't do anything. Just stop. Stop the bleeding. Stop the money leaving. I believe there is a place for a program. I believe there is a place for supplements. There is a place there. Those places exist. But right now, I'm talking to a very specific person. I want you to stop. Okay. So now that you stopped, I want you to go through your social media feed and I want you to take yourself out of all these groups. Okay. I want you to take yourself out of all these groups. Janie's exercise, Betty's top 100 meals. Just stop following, stop it, just get yourself out of it. Because what's happening is you're getting so much information, so many plans, so many recipes, so many exercise things that you're not making a decision on any of them. So you're going to clean up your social media and you're going to disconnect from stop paying the monthly fees. Just stop because you're not doing it. I don't think anyone that runs a program that is honest is going to say, yeah, stay in my program if you're not doing it. I just want your $99 a month. I just want your $200 a month. No, if you're not doing it, I would encourage you and you're overwhelmed. These are people in a state of overwhelm. Stop. Just stop. Now, once we've stopped the bleeding, don't throw anything away. Just hang on to it all. I want you to sit with your feelings. This is a really uncomfortable thing to do in our society. Nobody likes it. That's why we eat. Nobody wants to sit with their feelings. That's why we drink, right? My dad and I were just talking about this phenomenon in the car yesterday about alcoholics, how their feelings are so big because of whatever's happened in their life that if they drink, it, brings those feelings down. You guys all know this. It's like Psych 101, right? Why people do drugs, why people eat. I don't want to deal with my frustration with whatever's going on in my life. So I'm going to go have a candy bar because that kind of numbs it for me for a little bit. So I want you to sit with your real life feelings. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to like it. And I want you to sit and I want you just to think, where am I? Ask yourself, where am I? Where am I weight-wise? Where do I reasonably want to be? I don't care what goal was set for you by another program. I'm just here to tell you it will work itself out. I don't care what was set up for you by anybody. None of that matters to me. I'm asking you to decide for you where you want to be. If you're 250 pounds and you would love to be 199, that's what I want you to tell yourself where you want to be. It doesn't matter what anyone's opinion is in this area, because honestly, as an aside, any step towards wellness is going to be better for your body and better for the baseline, regardless of what anybody's opinion of what you weigh should be. So sit with yourself, sit with those big feelings about weight gain, all the programs, the money you've invested. And I want you to ask yourself, where do I want to be? What are my goals? Cari, I've always wanted to be able to really lift heavy weights. Cari, I just want to lose 20 pounds. Cari, I don't even care if I get to be what I was in high school. I just want to wear a size 12. I don't know what your goal is. This is between you and you. And again, this is not based on anybody's opinions, not your spouses, not your doctors. This is between you and you. Now, once you sit with your feelings, I want you to write them down. Oh, Cari's going to have us journaling. Those are not my feelings because those look awfully chaotic for those of you that are watching the recording. I want you to sit with your feelings and I want you to write it down. How you feel about where you are, how you feel about where you're going. Where do you want to be? What's your goal? And find something that makes sense for you, that's reasonable. And then I want you to think about when you felt the best. What program made you feel the best? Some people do really well with carnivore and they felt the best doing it. And you're going to say, Cari, when I was in high school, I was walking 5 miles a day. I was eating fruit and vegetables, maybe a little chicken. I'm making this up. And I just felt so good. If that is the case, that's what I want you to focus on. Where did you feel the best? Let's say you were doing Weight Watchers. I was just doing this exercise with somebody at work the other day. And she said, I loved Weight Watchers. I loved having control and having the points. I loved the ability to control what I was eating and decide according to points. I loved the free foods. Great. Cari, I did Code Red. I loved it. I lost weight. I felt great. Cari, I did Whole30 and it was amazing. Or I did Optifat or whatever it is. Where did you, this is how you get unstuck, guys. You have to go through this process to get unstuck. And again, this podcast is not for everyone. Maybe some of you aren't stuck. So where did you feel the best? And then we need to come up with a plan. Now, I am happy to spend some time with you, helping you come up with a plan if that would be helpful. And that's something that I'm good at, kind of helping you, but you can do this on your own. I mean, you don't need me to do this, but I'm happy to help you. So we think about your feelings. We write down how you feel, or type it up or however you want to process it, but you got to get it down. You got to get it real. You have to get it to where it makes sense for you. And then you're going to spend time thinking about when you felt with the best, and then we have to come up with a plan. So this plan includes keeping it simple. So let's say you were in a program that required you to count macros. And what happens is, this is what I find to be true, is that there's different levels of programs within the programs, right? So maybe level 1 is, hey, just drink your water, eat off the list. Level 2 is we're going to start really looking at your time. I'm making this up, but your timing of meals. Level 3, as you get deeper, is I'm going to give you all your macros and you got to lift weights 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And I'm not talking about any specific program. And then level 6 is food prep. And then it's, counting this and counting that and coming in with this supplement and all that. The problem is when you've done a lot of programs, okay, when you've done a lot of programs and all the stuff is in your cupboard in big boxes in your garage, you think, this is where people get hung up. I'm here to tell you guys, I've sat with so many people that have said this to me. You think that you have to go back to level 10. So the thought of macro counting, lifting weights 5 days a week, taking the supplements and having a whole regime, meeting with the group, the water bottle and just all of it is just overwhelming. The resistance bands, the bars, the shakes, it's overwhelming. But what I want you to do when you come up with a plan that's going to work for you, find the one that you felt best at, and then take it down to the very basics. If it's Weight Watchers, I don't want you to go join a group, get everything out, all that. I want you to take it down to the bare bones as if you were just starting. And this is the key to getting out of neutral. Because if you take someone that's stuck in the mud and you immediately say, imagine a car stuck in the mud and you say, go 100 miles and now. Well, why aren't you going 100 miles an hour? Well, I'm still stuck. Okay. You ready? We're going to jump over this big jump. I have the jump set up. Are you ready? You're stuck in the mud. Okay, go. Hit the jump. Let's see you clear the Dukes of Hazzard. You're still stuck in the mud. So if you try to think of going back into a program that you did before, but doing it at that level 7, 8, 9, 10, it's too much. One of you said to me in a call, Cari, I just cannot wrap my head around macros again. I was like, and you shouldn't. Nope, I would not do that. That's way too much right now. Cari, I just cannot think about going to the gym 5 days a week like I used to with that one program. Okay, and you shouldn't. Right now, not a good idea. Cari, I cannot meal prep. It's just overwhelming for me right now. My car is stuck in a foot of mud. I'm not moving. I'm gaining weight every week. Stop then. I don't think you should go into meal prep. I know a lot of you think I'm crazy, but I'm here to tell you it is those little decisions, those higher levels of the programs, because remember that you worked your way up to that. You worked your way up to the meal prep. You worked your way up to the gym. You worked your ways up to the bars, the shakes, the pills. You worked your way up to macros. And because you were at that higher level in the programs you were in, you think you have to go back up there. And that is where everyone gets hung up. All I want you to do is start back over whatever program you choose at the very, very, very basic. Maybe it's no program at all. Maybe you're just going to eat 3 times a day. I'm making this up. You're not going to snack. And you're going to decrease your portions by 10%. Maybe that's all you do. Drink your water, get into bed a little earlier. Maybe that's all you do. But what we're doing, and a lot of you are going to be like, Cari, that's not going to make a difference. You're ridiculous. If that were going to work, we'd all be doing it. But a lot of you are stuck in the mud. You're stuck in the mud. You're having foods that you know don't help your health. Your weight keeps going up. And again, I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you, this is for the people that can't get going. You're stuck in the mud. You are in a state of overwhelm. So all I want you to do, and think back to the episode about keep it simple. Remember I talked about my friend Chrissy. Remember Chrissy? She kept it simple. She was stuck in the mud. She found herself gaining a little bit more weight than she was comfortable with. Her lab markers did not look good. I mean, they weren't bad, but they weren't as good as they could have been, right? And she was having to take a medication for a simple medical thing, but she didn't like it. She was stuck in the mud and she was like, how do I get unstuck? She kept it simple. She didn't spend $10,000 on a personal coach and start going to the gym 8,000 days a week. You guys do too much. You do too much. And when you're stuck in the mud, the thought of that level 10 program is so overwhelming that you just keep eating the food that's not serving you, staying up late, eating in your bedroom. I've done it. That's how I know. Sneaking food, going to the drive-through because you're overwhelmed. So we're going to come up with a really simple plan, and I'm happy to help you. You can do this on your own as well. Number 1, I'm making this up, but this is an example of a really simple plan. Betty, I want you to get in bed every night by 9. You're not getting enough sleep. Okay, can you do that? Yes, I can do that, Cari. Can you eat 2 or 3 meals a day and not snack? That's all I want you to do for 1 week. Can you do that for 1 week? And can you drink enough water to where your pee is light yellow or clear? That's all. I'm not going to give you a water amount. I'm not going to give you the expensive, this is my fun water bottle. For those of you that are listening, I'm holding up my probably $10 on Amazon water bottle. I'm not going to, don't buy the talking water bottle that flashes every time. You need to stop. You guys have all the gizmos and gadgets. That's all I want you to do. Drink fluids to where your pee is, to where you're hydrated. And we just come up with a really simple plan. We write it down. We write it down. I'm going to eat blah, blah, blah. I'm going to decrease my portion size by 10%. That's not very much. I'm going to use the smaller plates. I'm going to eat a vegetable with every meal. I don't know what your plan is. It really kind of, the plan that you come up with needs to go along with some version of the program that you did that you felt the best on. Okay? Because that's going to be different for everybody. So don't get wrapped up in the details. Don't get wrapped up in the macro counting. Don't get wrapped up. Just keep it simple. Fluid, sleep, portions. Maybe a couple repeat meals you love. Maybe you love crock pot chicken. So you just do up some crock pot chicken. Keep it simple, guys. Vegetables and chicken, eggs and bacon. Whatever program you're going to come up with, you're going to write it down and you're going to keep it so simple that, listen, and here's the key. I'm going to say it loud for the people in the back. You're going to keep it so easy that anybody could follow it. Anybody could follow it. It's going to seem ridiculous to you. You're going to be like, this is not going to make a difference, Cari. But I'm here to tell you, it will get you out of the mud. It will get you unstuck. Because success begets success. The better you feel having some sort of control. Is it perfect? No. Is it the $10,000 program? No. Is it the amazing program with all the fun meal prep and the gym? No, not in the beginning. I just need you to get rolling. That's all I need. I need to help you push your car out of neutral and just get it down the road. That's all. That's all. It's simple. It's not complicated. It's not a bunch of mumbo jumbo and all the details. It's simple. We just have to get your car out of the mud and get you rolling. Once you roll, you start feeling better because you have control now. You have a plan. It's an easy, simple plan that anyone can follow that you can do without a lot of effort. And once you start seeing maybe a pound gone, you feel better, you're sleeping better, you're making better choices. And then the car starts rolling down the hill, y'all. Picks up a little bit of speed. And then you lose 3 or 4 pounds. And you're like, I can do this. But I am here to tell you, you will stay stuck in the mud if you try to go back into a program at level 10. Now, when I worked for the other company, I would see this all the time. People would say, can I exercise? And then they would sign up for CrossFit and they would do CrossFit like 10 days a week and, twice a day. Like if 1 is good, 25 is better. It's too much. Don't get complicated. Let's make it really easy for you. Success begets success. Now, as you get down the road, as you start to lose a little bit of weight, then or if you want to meet with me, you can think, okay, I've done pretty good. I've lost 7 or 8 pounds. I feel better. Well, now let's talk about the possibility of leveling it up. I'm going to join Heather's program. I love her ideas. I love her meal prep. I'm out of neutral. I'm ready to go. I'm rolling in the right direction. Now, maybe you lost 10 or 15 pounds. You're like, man, I am ready for Nina's program. Like, I want to lift weights. I want to meal prep. I want to learn about getting my legs and my bones strong. But it won't work if you're stuck in the mud and you're in a state of overwhelm. Now, some people that are stuck in the mud do really great with getting into a new program, but some of you are overwhelmed with the details. It's too much. And if that is you, don't spend another red cent. Once you start losing, then you can start down a specific path. Once you start feeling better, once you're out of that state of overwhelm, once you feel like you have some control, that's the biggest problem, is that you feel like you're out of control. In the recovery room, when someone comes out of surgery and let's say they get a hip replaced, they get a new hip, they get a new knee. We don't, while they're under anesthesia, say, okay, you got a new hip. Let's go ahead and get you out of the bed and see how that new hip's working. No, they're in a state of confusion. They're in a state of overwhelm. We need to wake them up. We have steps. We sit them up. We say, you're done with surgery, Bob. Can I get you a drink of water? Yeah, a drink of water sounds good. How's your pain? It's hurting a little. Well, let me get you a pain pill. So we do these little steps to get them out of that state of confusion, out of that state of overwhelm. And then guess what? Hey, at our hospital, as soon as you get to your room after the recovery room, physical therapy is there, and you get up and you take your first steps on your new joint to the chair and you sit in the chair. And then you're ready. But if you try to get people up right after surgery, they're going to be like, oh, I'm confused. I'm overwhelmed. It's the same thing with weight loss. If you are stuck in the mud, you cannot do all the details because it is overwhelming. And I just want to encourage you. If you're looking at me, look right at my eyes. All hope is not lost. All hope is not lost. The Bible says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. All hope is not lost. You are not lost. You are not too far gone. You have not gained back too much weight. We can use up all that stuff in that closet. We can start adding that stuff back in. You can start using those booklets and maybe you want to use those bars and those shakes, and maybe that's something you want to do. I'm open to anything. I will help you. Maybe after you get going, you want to talk about getting a GLP 1 or 2 shot. Maybe you're wanting to add some supplements. Maybe you're like, Cari, I heard on the podcast about the fiber. But the worst thing to do is to have a box full of supplements or have a thing you have to be in. And then all of a sudden you're looking at oh my gosh, how many of you said, I sat there with a box full of stuff and I was so overwhelmed, I didn't know where to start. So we have to get you out of this state of overstimulation and overwhelm, and we have to make it simple. Otherwise, you will not move forward. So just to review, we have to get you out of neutral. We have to get your car rolling down the road. How do we do that? Number one, stop spending money. Stop spending money. There is a program out there for you, but you don't need to buy it today if you are in a state of stuck and overwhelm. Number two, you've got to sit with your feelings. I want you to sit with your feelings. They're big. They might be ugly. You may feel bad. You've got to forgive yourself for the money you've spent. You've got to forgive yourself for the weight you gained back. There's no shame in that. If you need help, go listen to my podcast about You Didn't Fail, You Coped. I mean, listen to any of my podcasts. Go back, listen, there is no shame. There is therefore no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. So let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I hope Disney doesn't sue me now. Okay. I don't think anyone from Disney is listening to my podcast. Number three, write your feelings down. Number four, decide when you felt the best. What program felt the best for you? Number six, write out your plan. Keep it simple. Don't get wrapped up in the details. Success begets success. And once you're out of neutral, you're out of the mud and you're rolling down the hill, then have a conversation with yourself or someone you trust or me, and let's come up with a plan that'll work for you. Let's then decide what you want to invest your money in. Do you want to use up everything in the closet first? Do you really like this program? You can make a better choice from a place of not being overwhelmed. And remember that if you are a believer, God has not given us a spirit of fear or confusion. Those are not of the Lord. So you can pray about it. God, where do you see me? I'm overwhelmed. I need to get started again. I can't let another month go where I gain 5, 10 pounds. There is hope. I am here to tell you, you are not too far gone. You can do this. This program, this program, sorry guys, this problem is not too big to fix. I'm here for you if you need it. There are a lot of people that could be there for you. I am not the only dog and pony show in town, but this is a very simple way for you to get out of the mud, out of neutral, and start back on the right path. I hope this makes sense to you. I hope this can help you. You can do this. You can get out of neutral, you can get out of the mud, and you can start rolling down the hill. You can. I have faith in you. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this helped you guys. I love you all so very much. You mean so much to me. Reach out to me on social media if I can help you. And you can always go to verycaripodcast.com and check out what I offer. Okay, have a good day. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. If you would like to find out more about what I am up to, go to verycaripodcast.com, click on the menu button, and under the tab You Are Here, that's a U and an R and a here, you can find out about the coaching I am now offering. I would love, love, love to have you be a part of what I am doing. Head to the website, check it out, and thanks again for joining me today.